defensive end, and then just take it from there, because right now, especially in the non-conference, it's all about daily improvement, game-by-game improvement.
And that's what Oregon State's looking for heading toward their Pac-12 opener, December 29th here against Colorado. One Thompson to the other. Yeah, two Thompson in the starting lineup. Stephen and his freshman brother Ethan. And of course, Father Stephen Sr. is an assistant coach at Oregon State. All in the family here. And then you've got the Tinkles, head coach Wayne, and son Trace, who has the ball right now. He's the Beavers leader in just about every category. Here's Tinkle, long three. Tip back out. McKnight couldn't come up with it. Ethan Thompson does. Here's Eubanks underneath. Finishes and one. Drew Eubanks.
You know, Wayne should put in those charge circles on the floor around the basket. You see right here, he takes it right to the rim. An electric shocker so that Eubanks can't leave that area, because he is very effective around the basket. He's doing a good job of catching and finishing, whether it's the dunk or the lay-in. He's a pretty good foul shooter.
Despite that missed a couple last game. That dropped his free throw percentage below 80%. Beavers pressing now against UAPB.
Trying to get a trap right around midcourt.
McKnight kick it over to Jackson. Shoots it up over Berger. And Ethan Thompson the rebound. Yeah, Drew Eubanks, fourth in the nation in field goal percentage, 72.6%.
Don't leave the charge circle.
That includes when it comes time for a rebound. They want him to get more. They want him to stay home on those rebounds on both ends.
And the good thing about it is when you pass it into him, he's a willing passer. And he'll do a job of finding open guys so they can establish an inside game to go with a good outside game.
Foul is on Trent Steen. That's already his second. Without big man David Tillman out with his shoulder injury. And Steen already has two. So Artavius McDyess getting ready to check in. Ethan Thompson coming in 67% from the line here in his true freshman season, averaging 10.5 points. So McDyess is in. KO, you've got Martavius McKnight, Artavius McDyess.
Yeah, I'm going to let you handle that.
Okay. You just follow my lead.
I will. I always do.
All right. Cameron Posey also in the game for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Oregon State putting on that trap near half court. Here's McKnight, scored 30 against North Dakota earlier this year, averaging 17.9 a game.
Oregon State playing their matchup zone, doing a good job of playing man-to-man within their area, try to keep the ball out of the paint.
Fall away. McKnight not good. Rebound. Harper put it back up and gets it home. Now you coached against that matchup zone that Herb Sendek had at ASU. How do you attack it?
Well, I used to run man-to-man sets against it. Don't worry about, we run some zone stuff, but we ran a lot of man sets against it, because it really is as much a man-to-man as it is a zone.
Ethan back to Stephen. Kick it back out to Trace Tinkle. Second opportunity from three. Rattles it home. 7-2 Beavs.
I'm amazed at how quickly, after that year-long injury, that Trace Tinkle has really come along.
He worked so hard during the offseason. Too hard, according to his father. He was working out. He had to sneak in workouts. Tipped away by Thompson. Picked up by Berger. Here comes Ethan. Back to Stephen leading the charge. Oh, that rattles out. It was straight. Tipped by Berger. What a pass by Berger. Tinkle to Berger to Eubanks. Oh, my.
Oregon State is long. I mean, their team is good sized at every position. They have guys that understand how to play, and like I said, if Eubanks stays around the basket, he's going to be able to finish a lot of things tonight.
Here's McKnight. Harper. Jackson, his first three-point attempt. Rebound, Ethan Thompson.
A lot of contested shots for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
McDyess defending Eubanks down low. Harper getting ready to sag for a double.
Eubanks should be able to get all over the offensive boards. The size of their front line on the back of this zone tells me Eubanks should have a great night tonight.
Thompson to Berger, who gets blocked by Harper. Back to Oregon State with just 4 to shoot.
I really like how they're keeping it alive on the board, and that's a great touch pass from Berger to Eubanks.
4 to shoot. Back to Tinkle, coming around the Eubanks pick. They're not going to get it off in time. Shot clock violation. Wayne Tinkle upset as you look at his son Trace.
Trace had to shoot that. I mean, there's only 4 seconds left.
That's funny. He was joking last year. Trace is such an
job. They must have great academic support staff here at the university. And you've got 3 of the players are sons of the coaches. So they're going to make sure their sons are doing the job also.
Yeah, and the Thompson's mother has been a vice principal. So
that says it all.
Her sons have
they care about education.
This is Stephen Thompson. Now Eubanks, one-on-one against McDyess. All the way, put it up and in. There he is inside the restricted circle.
That's all he's got to do because they got nobody his size. Nobody can match up with him. He's good athletically. Just get to the rim.
Martavius McKnight, kick it to the corner to Jackson. Looking to go back to his backcourt buddy McKnight. Yeah. Eubanks was 10 for 10 from the floor last week against Loyola Marymount.
I think all of them were dunks.
All except there was one little jump hook and another shot from about 5 feet. And there's a bucket for McDyess. Martavius McDyess averages 1.5 a game.
Got his work in for the night.
Thompson faked the 3 all the way, dish it to Eubanks. He can pound it a little bit out of bounds off Tinkle. Oregon State turning it over for the second time.
Well, Pine Bluff did a good job of trapping that on the baseline, giving Eubanks really nowhere to go.
Jackson handed off now to McKnight. Back to Jackson. McDyess to a fumbling Harper, who got it back. Floated it and fall. Rebound Ethan Thompson. Thompson now with 3 boards.
Oregon State rebounds the ball well as a team because their perimeter people rebound it well.
Jump hook by Eubanks. They have a history of doing that, especially recently. GP2, Gary Payton II, excellent rebounder.
Yep.
There's Del Cannon, acting head coach of Arkansas Pine Bluff. First ever game he's done this. 32 years old. He was a player at Mississippi Valley State, an assistant coach there, and now his 4th year here under George Ivory. Ivory suspended for undisclosed reasons. They say they expect him back. Ligoye Rakorčević into the game for Oregon State. Drew Eubanks is out.
Eubanks got off to a great start for him.
Berger, the UMass transfer, with the bucket.
Anything along the baseline, around the lane, Oregon State has a huge size advantage.
There's a coaching staff change at UMass. Berger already graduated, came here. Here's McKnight backing in, turnaround over Ethan Thompson, and Tinkle falls to the floor. Hold your breath, everybody. He's okay. And Ethan Thompson almost lost it out of bounds. And inside the Big G. Well defended by Trayvon Harper.
Oregon State's getting the ball where they need to and where they want to every time down the floor. They just need to keep attacking the rim.
the challenge is to keep their focus against this team, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. But they're not good enough not to keep their focus. And without question, they need to get better every single day.
I look at Seth Berger, averaging 2 a game, getting his first 2 tonight.
Great catch and took it right into the man's chest, so he had no chance to block the shot or strip down.
Berger's put some pressure on himself, wanting to play well here in his only year at Oregon State. He's out of the game right now as Alfred Hollins is in, but Wayne Tinkle says once Berger settles in and becomes comfortable, he expects him to really contribute. Trace Tinkle.
He can do so. They've got so many dribble, pass, shoot guys. Then you got Trace Tinkle at 6'8", who can put it down either hand, make plays for himself and other people.
He's got a future, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Harper. And Trayvon Harper gets the bucket. Now 15-6, Oregon State. They get Eubanks out of the game. This is Kendall Manuel. Long 3 by Ethan Thompson. Tipped by Hollins. Here comes Hardy. Took it outside Jackson. Charles Jackson cans a 3. Makes it a 6-point game.
Really good transition.
Too many turnovers. And didn't shoot well from distance. It's going to be a big challenge for Washington.
Well, it will be, because Gonzaga, they don't lose very often. And to lose to Villanova by 16, they're going to come out and want to play well.
Nice entry pass. Tinkle couldn't finish. Tips it back up. Second chance wouldn't go. Rebound McDyess.
Trace Tinkle's a little more athletic than you would guess, too. He got a good second jump. Can use either hand. Very talented young man.
Yes, he is. Similar story with Eubanks. Along with his height, good jumper, not in the game right now. And there's Jackson canning the first 3. And Wayne Tinkle upset at the defense of Kendall Manuel. I think not getting a hand in Jackson's face. It's a 3-point game.
Well, if you give anybody airspace, you gotta close to that shooter's body and make him uncomfortable in his shot motion.
Have another look at the Jackson 3.
Well, you can see right here, you got to move up on this guy. As soon as he starts yo-yoing the ball, he's going to shoot it. You got to move up, close that airspace, change the trajectory of his shot.
Foul on Artavius McDyess. That's his first. Got to look at Christian Robertson into the game for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Robertson defending Zach Reichel into the game for Oregon State right now. Long 3. Stephen Thompson Jr.
I really like his playmaking ability. Not just for himself to score, but for other people. He and his brother and Trace give them 3 very, very good dribble, pass, shoot players.
What a look for Jackson that wouldn't fall. Ethan Thompson came down with his 4th rebound. Here's Zach Reichel, freshman from here in Oregon. The top-rated players coming out of the state against that 2-3 zone that Arkansas Pine Bluff almost always employs. And Ethan Thompson with a bucket.
You know, what Oregon State needs to do is keep attacking that soft spot in the zone. Get in the middle of it on the dribble, pass, and rebound, because that will collapse the zone and give you easy opportunities at the rim or at the three-point line.
Jackson puts it up over Ethan Thompson. Second opportunity, Robertson. As Oregon State unable to come up with a defensive rebound. Joe Randall Tolliver with a long 3. That's his 10th this year, 28% from distance coming in.
Well, one thing Oregon State needs to develop is a kind of a junkyard dog mentality on the defensive end and rebounding the ball. You can't just let a ball bounce on the floor twice, be rebounded, and end up in a three-point shot.
I think Ethan Thompson could turn into that player. Now, when I think of a player like that, I think of Dwayne Benjamin at Oregon.
Well, they need their whole team culture to be oriented toward the defensive end and the rebounding.
That's Tolliver again. Another three. Check it out, KO. It's a two-point game.
Shot that one from the bus.
12-5 run for the Golden Lions.
They're fired up now.
What was that you said in the open? They might come out and hit 6 threes in the first half.
That's why they play the games.
Thompson to Thompson, goes up and lost it. Turnover on Oregon State. And then a foul. That's on Ethan Thompson.
You know, nowadays, that appears to be too deep, but guys shoot from there. They're doing a good job of stepping into threes. Oregon State is not disrupting them with any contest. They're knocking them down.
Well, you grew up, KO, in an era when there was no three-point line. People would shoot from out there all the time.
Yeah. Pine Bluff is very, very comfortable right now offensively. Oregon State's playing a lot of man-to-man.
Taken away by Reichel. Good defense on the wing led to it.
Reichel has a chance to be a good player if he develops and is patient, takes his time. It's hard for players nowadays to be patient because their parents and all their friends are telling them they're getting screwed all the time.
It's tipped away by Thompson. And back to Arkansas Pine Bluff with 8 to shoot.
Thompson's lucky he was flat out beat on that play.
Latavius McKnight. And now Hardy. Shot blocked by Stephen Thompson. This is Ronnie Stacy. Senior guard. Berger. Now Eubanks. Andrew Eubanks from Berger.
All he's got to do is hang around the rim. When in doubt, go to the charge circle, catch the ball and dunk it.
Pine Bluff
playing very well.
He's engaged. And his fiancee Rachel will be married at the end of June.
I might try to talk him out of that.
Come on now. Mrs. O'Neill's back home laughing right now, isn't she?
She's probably out spending money. If I had to guess.
That's fifth turnover on Arkansas Pine Bluff. You trying to get me in trouble, KO?
No,
I'm not even going to talk about it.
Not at all. We're not going there.
Here's Ronnie Stacy. Stacy came in last year as a JC transfer. Berger trying to dish it off to Eubanks again. And we got a 3-second violation called against Eubanks.
See, I don't like that call. You're making a play on the basket. You know, who cares if it's 2.5 seconds or 3? Once you initiate in the paint toward the rim, I don't think there should be a 3 seconds.
They're not just camping out. I see what you're saying.
A lot of man-to-man for Oregon State.
5 on the timer. All the way Harper goes up and gets fouled. Should be Seth Berger. And that'll be his first.
You know, in that position, Eubanks has to get over, rotate, cut off the baseline, and let somebody fill behind him. Can't just, you're 7 feet, you just can't let a guy go down the baseline and lay it up.
Earlier this season, Oregon State wasn't moving their feet very well. They were committing too many fouls because of it. Kind of the same thing that has happened down the road this year to the University of Oregon. Harper makes it a 4-point game.
It's so hard anymore to get young guys to commit to the defensive end. But there's no real glory in that, or at least they don't think there is. The glory is in winning.
Yeah, you know what? There is glory in defense. You look at the best.
Because you win.
Plenty of it.
Yep.
Berger, what a pass from Stephen Thompson. Berger's got 4.
That was a great pass by Stevie Thompson. Could have shot it himself, gave up a good shot for a better one.
Eubanks coming out to hedge that screen. They worked on that and shoot around today, but Harper responds with a bucket.
Pine Bluff not going away.
No.
Staying with that 2-3 zone.
Trayvon Harper with 8 points now. Boy, Washington used that 2-3 zone against Kansas, didn't they?
Sure did.
What works so well about it?
Sometimes if you just stand in a zone, people miss shots.
Tinkle with the left hand, which makes sense. He's left-handed.
Anytime Trace Tinkle gets the ball at the foul line in the middle of a zone, something good is going to happen.
Underneath, Eubanks got back after hedging the screen and steals it. I think that's the kind of activity you're asking for, right, KO?
Yeah, he's come a long ways as a player, but he's got a long ways to go if he wants to play at the next level.
McKnight all the way to the rack down the base. Martavius McKnight. He's got 4.
Again, I'm wondering where Eubanks is. He's 7 foot. The guy's going on the baseline, going to shoot it with his right hand on the left side of the basket. That should be a shot block.
As Thompson floats it up. There's Eubanks diving for it. Thompson back to Tinkle.
It's a great effort by Eubanks.
Ronnie Stacy tried to dish underneath the Eubanks, but taken away. And that's the 5th turnover on OSU. They had 10 their last game, 12 the game before. Prior to that, had been turning it over way too much. Assist to turnover ratio 1.7. As you said in the open, what if they come out hitting 9 threes in the first half? They're 5 and 9 from distance.
Well, Wayne was preaching to his team all day to play 40 minutes. They come out, they get up 9-2. But it's typical of most players. They're all from Missouri. They have to be shown. And right now, they're not playing very well at all.
Here's Eubanks ducking underneath McDice. Reverse won't fall. And the rebound Harper. Outlet Posey. And here comes Arkansas Pine Bluff with a chance to take their first lead. Here's Tolliver, who's hit 3 threes. Harper over Berger. And the Golden Lions with a 1-point lead. Trayvon Harper with 10.
If you're Wayne, you're thinking right now to yourself, why did this have to go this way?
You got to be kidding me, huh?
Yeah. Well, they got a young team and they're developing.
Eubanks from Berger again. And Eubanks fights this one home. He's got 10.
I like to see Eubanks. I think he's pretty talented, pretty athletic. He's not aggressive enough. He goes to the offensive boards once out of every 2 times. He doesn't run back hard. He just needs to pick up his overall aggressiveness.
Goes in to get the steal there, and he and Berger came up with it ahead to Thompson, who lays it in. Maybe he has a speaker in his ear. He's listening to you, KO.
He wouldn't listen to me. You saw his GPA. He's not listening. He's too smart to listen to me.
Spoken like an old coach. Here's McKnight. Joe Randall Tolliver puts it up over Tinkle. That guy is unconscious. Tolliver is 4 for 4 on threes, and that time with Tinkle's hand in his face. Trace Tinkle. Around and out. McDice with a rebound, the foul on the rebound, and that's on Berger, his second.
I mean, I just don't understand Oregon State. There's nobody within shouting distance of him. I know those are deep shots, and everybody thinks they're too far out there. Here's the bottom line. You got to get up and change this guy's shot, make him put the ball on the floor and make a play, and count on your help behind you to take care of your back.
He's a 28% three-point shooter coming into this one. Joe Randall Tolliver was 9 of 32. He's 4 of 4 tonight.
The longer they hang around, the harder they'll get to beat.
That foul against Martavius McKnight is first.
I've never liked that foul call. I mean, what's the guy supposed to do? Just fall on the floor and move out of the way?
Who would have thunk it? Tie game, under a minute to go here in the first half. Ethan Thompson all the way. Nice move to attack the angle.
Every time Oregon State gets toward the basket on the drive or on the pass or on the offensive rebound, they're effective.
There's Posey. Oh, jump hook. Wow. Posey listed at 6'2". I don't think he's that tall.
That was like a full gainer off a diving board. I don't know how he got that off.
OSU playing for the last shot. They've got 12 seconds to work with. Tinkle.
Very nice kids. We were here shoot around today. They need a little bit more toughness as a group and in their culture to get where they want to go this year.
A couple of years ago, GP2 brought that. Gary Payton the second.
They don't have it in their fabric right now, but they can develop it, especially with Wayne and his staff. That's a great group of coaches over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Eubanks went for the steal, and eventually the Beavers get it. Inside to Eubanks, one-on-one against Steen, and coming over to double is Harper, and he commits the foul. And for Trayvon Harper, that's his second.
They can't guard him with even two guys. They're going to have to foul him to stop him when he catches it that low.
This will be just his second and third free throws here. Just an opportunity earlier at a three-point play. 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Eubanks again missed a couple in his last game, dropping it below 80%. Troutdale, Oregon, declared for the NBA draft last year, then withdrew later than people expected, and he finally rattles one home.
Well, these guys all think they can play in the league. I guarantee if you polled Pine Bluff's team, at least 10 guys on that team think they can play in the NBA.
And you know what, KO? There's nothing wrong with that. You got to believe, right?
Well, what's wrong with it is it's impossible. I mean, it's almost impossible to make the NBA. But
what's wrong with it is if you leave early without any chance.
And not just leave early, but become selfish. You know, it gets into your team DNA. You don't want that to happen. I mean, I'd like to be an astronaut too. That's a dream of mine, but I can't be an astronaut.
McKnight blocked by Eubanks. He got almost as high as an astronaut there.
He can do more of that too.
Thompson kick it out to his brother Ethan. Weak side board, and Eubanks had it fought away from him. That was Jackson who cans a three. Jackson with his second. fact, looking at it again, that is his third three-pointer, Charles Jackson. And the Golden Lions again back within one.
Well, they know what they're doing and how they know what their game is and who they are, and that's it.
Berger found Eubanks after collecting his own miss. Foul. The ball was on the floor.
I love how Berger passes the ball.
Yeah, I've seen more dishes tonight.
Ooh,
we got a technical foul against Arkansas Pine Bluff. A little posturing there.
Eubanks would body slam him. What's he? I mean, he's not gaining anything out of that.
Well, the technical foul on Charles Jackson. That's his first personal.
You don't have to be Clint Eastwood. Just do your job.
Tinkle makes them both. 80%er. Del Cannon, the acting head coach, having a little convo with Jackson. Your team coming across the country to play a game like this, and you're actually in the game with 18 minutes to go, and you're 0-9. You can't afford that.
No.
Eubanks gets fouled to go to the free throw line.
That's got to be a three-point play for him. He's got to muscle through. I mean, for him to think he could declare for the NBA and have an actual shot if he can't finish that play, it's just not there. He's got to dunk that ball.
That's the third foul on Trent Steen. Eubanks also played baseball in high school, was All-State both baseball and basketball. He was a pitcher.
Imagine him coming off the mound that shit.
Wow. Be like facing a right-handed Randy Johnson. Be on top of you before you knew it. There he makes them both.
4-point play. Give the Bees a little bit of breathing room right now.
Ron Harper at 10 points in the first half. Gets it back to Cameron Posey. Harper goes in motion. Here's Joe Randall Tolliver. Beavers learned their lesson.
He's good at shooting.
Half threes. Harper, little jump hook. Rolls it home.
These guys are just playing and having fun.
Well, after watching their shoot around today, they're better than I expected.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
For that zone almost constantly. Trying to bust that zone with Thompson. Berger, the weak side rebound. Tried to dish it off to Eubanks. Got it to him. Couldn't fight it home. No foul was called.
Berger does a great job of playing with Eubanks, finding him. Eubanks has got to finish these things around the rim.
We got a foul away from the ball underneath, and that's on McDyess. Artavius McDyess' second. He was trying to push Eubanks around in the paint. McDyess, a sophomore out of Columbus, Mississippi. Thompson all the way down the base. He fights it home.
The more often they get in the paint, the more often they're going to be successful. Just keep driving the ball, throwing it inside to Eubanks. And at this end, take away these open threes.
Here's the guy who can can them, Joe Randall Tolliver. Artavius McKnight has been held quiet tonight. Puts it up over Berger. Harper goes up for the rebound. And a foul called against Ethan Thompson, his second.
Oregon State's got to clean up the defensive board a little bit better. They got to get a hit first mentality when the ball goes in the air.
Right now, they're out rebounding Arkansas Pine Bluff 18-14. That advantage with the size they have should be bigger. Tinkle coming out to defend Tolliver. Harper against Alfred Hollins, who's checked in to replace Seth Berger. Hollins, a true freshman out of San Francisco, comes out briefly to hedge that screen. Now McKnight, he gets fouled by Stephen Thompson. And that's his first.
Set zone, tips it in.
I love that look from the backboard. Oregon State 28-14 points in the paint. That has to continue.
If they're going to win the game, two things have to happen. They got to keep the points in the paint to their advantage. They got to take the three out of the game with Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Hollins 7 of 12 from the line coming into this game. He makes 1 of 2. It's a 6-point game. Charles Jackson getting ready to check back in for the Golden Lions out of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Tolliver inside to Harper. Nice pass inside to Trayvon Harper.
Oregon State's just a step off their rotations. That's got to be a two-hand catch from the weak side defensively. And that ball's thrown over top like that, you got to be there.
Thompson dish it back out to his brother Stevie. Alfred Hollins with 12 on the timer inside to Eubanks with the stop.
Do not leave the restricted area. Stay there. The ball's eventually going to find you.
That's what they want him to do. Also be there for rebounds, both ends of the floor. Foul on Alfred Hollins, that's his first.
It's a pretty athletic play here. Felt the defense on his right shoulder. Spun over his left shoulder. Really good athletic play.
Talk about Tinkle being a good athlete. Same is true for Eubanks.
Yeah, he is. Very good athlete.
Artavius McKnight all the way, draws the foul. That's on Hollins, who picks up his second quickly after the first.
Oregon State's played more man-to-man than normal tonight, and they're getting exposed on the blow-bys on the perimeter. You got to guard your man. Basketball certainly is a team game, but you got to man up and keep the ball in front of you.
McKnight, 76% are coming in. There's Del Cannon, the acting head coach.
I thought it was Othello Harrington, who I coached with the Knicks one time.
Look like him?
Yeah, just like him.
Back to a 4-point game after the free throws from McKnight. Artavius McKnight.
Pine Bluff's done a great job of hanging in this game.
Especially with him having only 4 points. He's their leading scorer, 17.9. Artavius McKnight. Ethan spins now to Stevie with 10 on the timer. Kick it out to Trace Tinkle. Wide open three. Nails it.
Great ball movement. They've got those three playmakers on the perimeter, the two Thompson boys and Trace Tinkle. They do a great job of finding each other on dribble penetration.
Yeah, it started with that attack in the basket. They left Tinkle open on the far side. There's McKnight. Rebound by Stevie Thompson. Taking it all the way. Dish underneath to Hollins with the bucket.
a great job of making the defense commit, finding the open man, and being unselfish.
Oliver, you've seen how far out he'll shoot it. Finds Harper. He can also dish. That's his second creative assist in the last couple of minutes. Each to Harper.
Oregon State players just need to toughen up.
Well defended on that lob. Ethan Thompson. And we'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Here's a great job of getting your shoulders by the initial defender. Not settling for a pull-up. Straight to the rim.
That was on Dwayne Whitfield, who immediately comes out. Tolliver also comes out. Terrence Banyard into the game for the first time for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Three-point play for Ethan Thompson. And it's a 10-point game. Arkansas Pine Bluff led late in that first half by 1. Beaver's biggest previous lead has been 11.
I guarantee you Wayne wants to see his team bear down on the defensive end right now. Lock up and extend this lead.
Eubanks coming out to hedge that screen. Collided with Jackson.
He's lucky he was a little late on that.
5 on the timer, coming out to hedge this one again. He stays on him. 1 to shoot. Banyard doesn't get it off. Shot clock violation. Bill Cannon calling for the foul. But if he did, I think it was even after the shot clock expired.
He's in the wrong arena to get that call.
By the way, how about the travels for Arkansas Pine Bluff? They played at Santa Clara last week. That was a week ago today. Here tonight, and then at Fresno State on Wednesday. 3 separate trips. They're going home tomorrow, getting back on a plane to come back to the West Coast on Tuesday.
That really doesn't make much sense to me, but they should have come out and played all 3 of them in 3 nights.
Harper. Trayvon Harper. 18 points. Came in averaging 7. Yards that we all know about, Holder, Evans, and Justice, but you really like what you've seen from Remy Martin.
Well, when they bring Remy Martin in the game and play Justice at the 4 spot, which they do some, now they got 4 guys that can really make plays for each other. And Remy Martin, as a freshman, has been fearless. They're very hard to guard.
What Bobby Hurley's done there is one of the best stories in college basketball this year. Let's hope he keep it going. And they're going to play at Kansas in Lawrence tomorrow. Jackson, his 3 wouldn't go. Rebound Eubanks. Outlet Stevie Thompson.
The one thing about basketball I've always found, when you're going good, you never know how close you are to going bad. And when you're going bad, you never know how close you are to going good.
It's such a fine line.
It can change quickly.
Tinkle kick it back out to Stevie Thompson. Attacks. Lob to Eubanks. Went for the jam but got fouled.
Got hammered.
Trayvon Harper's 3rd foul.
Great pass. Eubanks goes, you know, what Wayne has taught him to do. He goes with 2 hands toward the rim, takes a hard hit. Now he's going to bounce up and go ahead and make these free throws.
Gets the first. Stevie Thompson, earlier this season, looked a little tentative. Not so anymore.
No, the Thompson brothers are coming into their own. They're getting more comfortable every game out, every week in practice. They're doing a good job.
Charles Jackson looked for the give and go with Banyard. Instead took the floater and rolls it home. Back to an 8-point game.
I've been very, very impressed with Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's not like Oregon State has played poorly. They've played up to this competition.
Yes, they have. Foul is on Trent Steen. That's his 4th. So Steen with 4 and Harper with 3 for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And Oregon State with an 8-point lead, and Eubanks back to the line.
It appears to me Eubanks is going to get to that free throw line a lot this year. Can be a big part of his game.
Worked on his foul shooting during the offseason.
He worked on his body too. He looks big, strong. He's running well.
And Eubanks now at 19. 6 of 9 from the floor. That shooting percentage actually down from what it typically is. 4th in the nation at 72.6% field goal percentage. Hardy hands it off now to Martavius McKnight.
That should tell Eubanks one thing: stay around the basket.
He comes out to hedge the screen right there, which is the one time they want him away from the hoop.
Did a great job with that. Maybe the best. Oh my goodness.
I think he'll try to do too much to thread it into Eubanks, and at the other end, Steen loses it out of bounds. He's got great.
That's just a bad decision by Trace. I'm sure he'll hear about that in the kitchen tomorrow for Sunday brunch.
You mean for Mom?
No, probably worse for Mom than Dad.
His mom, Lisa, the former Lisa McLeod, Hall of Fame basketball player, University of Montana. Lob underneath, and Eubanks couldn't finish, but Hollins takes care of it for him.
I like the fact they're trying to find Eubanks, and he's working hard to get around the rim and make plays.
That's the biggest lead for Oregon State.
Guard your man. Keep the ball in front. Guard your man.
Simple, huh?
It's simpler than we make it, that's for sure.
Jackson trying to win nation. And coming up tomorrow, Stanford, Jeremy Gunn's team, will be going for their 3rd consecutive men's soccer championship. They'll be taking on Indiana tomorrow and trying to become the first team to win 3 in a row since Virginia won 4 in a row in the early 1990s. So good luck to Stanford tomorrow in the College Cup. Jackson over 2 players. Air ball. Nichols, Hollins find it away from Harper and McDice. Thompson finding Hollins again. Acrobatic move. He gets fouled.
Now that's how you contest a 3-point shot. You make people miss. You don't just put your hand up and think, well, yeah, I got my hand up. That's going to do it. No, you got to change the shot. And it leads to easy plays at the other end.
Resulted in the air ball by Jackson. That foul was on Trayvon Harper, his 4th. So Harper and Steen each with 4 fouls. Alfred Hollins played for the same prep school team. DeAndre Ayton. Matter of fact, Hillcrest Prep won the national title last year with those two. It was Hollins, not Ayton, who was the MVP of the semifinals. So bright future indeed.
I really like the intensity Oregon State has played with the last 4 or 5 minutes on the defensive end.
Is there one player who sparked it, or they just happen to be listening?
No, I think they just picked it up a little bit and made it harder for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And if you don't, no matter how good or bad a team is, if you don't make things hard for them on the offensive end, they're going to make shots.
Third foul on Alfred Hollins. Now, I've been impressed with his intensity defensively.
I think he's been very, very solid.
Long three by Tolliver. He did 4 of those in the first half. Jackson from Posey, tipped by McDyess. Now, that having been said, he's a junior. And I know you think
he should wait.
He needs another year. Yeah.
I think most of these guys do.
OSU's 16-point lead is their biggest. Arkansas Pine Bluff hung around for a long time. Lob to Tinkle. Jam! What a pass by Ethan Thompson.
Great after timeout play by Wayne Tinkle. Great pass and a great finish by Trace at the rim.
Charles Jackson. And he's fouled. And in fact, that's a charge on Jackson. Have a look at this lob to Tinkle.
The pass makes the play. Great screen on the backside by Big G, because I can't say his name. Rakorchevich, or whatever it is.
Rakorchevich.
Little pressure now by Arkansas Pine Bluff, trying to take away some of this momentum.
Here's Stevie Thompson, little jump hook, put back up by Big G. Third opportunity for Oregon State, and Stevie Thompson gets it. He's got 7.
Pine Bluff starting to wear down a little bit, especially on the defensive end.
Give them credit, though.
They played very, very well.
Yes, they did. Wouldn't know they were 0-9. Posey's shot won't fall. Rebound, Ethan Thompson. How about Ethan? He's got 6 boards.
I really like how Oregon State is strung together. Solid play on the defensive end, which has given them better opportunities every single time on the offense.
Home against Jacksonville State. They had beaten Ohio Valley Conference team, Eastern Kentucky. On Tuesday, they'll play Jacksonville State this coming Tuesday. Don McClain and I will be here for the call on that one. Thompson staying with Posey to the corner. 3 won't fall for Martavius McKnight. Tinkle at the other of the left hand, and he gets hammered by McDyess. And for McDyess, that's his 4th. And Tinkle will go to the free throw line.
Again, the shot contest, making the opposition miss, leads to easy opportunities at the other end.
Yeah, in the first half, they were pulling the ball out of the net too often, and all too often on threes. Tinkle now 3 of 3 at the line tonight. Fallon McDyess was his 4th. All 3 big, Steen, McDyess, and Harper with 4 fouls for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Tinkle comes out. Beavers on a 17-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Robertson behind the back to Harper, who lost it. Tipped by Big G. Hollins ahead to Stevie Thompson. Got it. Oregon State now has seen Arkansas Pine Bluff turn it over 15 times, and OSU 21 points off those turnovers, and finally the run is snapped at 19-0 as Arkansas Pine Bluff went more than 5 minutes without scoring.
And as Wayne was telling his team today, it can't be just spurts. If you're going to win in conference play, it's got to be 40 minutes.
Alfred Hollins with a bucket.
Of that kind of defensive effort.
I don't think we'll see Trace Tinkle again in this game. After he hit the floor, hammered by McDyess, visions of against Fresno State last November. This big lead, get him out.
Develop some other guys, too. They got a chance to get some of these younger guys some minutes.
Good stand-up D by Oregon State as McKnight went in the air, had to dish it off. Here's Reichel. He can can a three. Tip back up. Rakorčević's tip wouldn't go. And on the rebound, that's a foul against Oregon State.
Reichel, as a freshman right now, is in a position where he's got to make sure he takes care of his minutes. Make them productive. Don't play the scoreboard. Play your minutes hard. That was a great job of stepping into a three. Good shot. Take advantage of your time on the court and you'll get more.
McDyess to the free throw line. 3 of 5 from the line this year. Harper chases it down.
The unforgivable.
Giving up
a rebound on the free throw line.
I asked University of Oregon about that last year. Cost them a shot playing for the national championship. And foul on Ethan Thompson, his third.
And every coach talks about it every day. Every day. Yep.
Trayvon Harper now with 19 points. Again, average 7 coming in. Harper's played 27 minutes so far. And averaging just 18 minutes coming in. Stevie Thompson comes out. Kendall Manuel back in.
If I'm Pine Bluff, I just want the clock to run out. Get out of here. No injuries.
Oregon State with only one starter in the game. That's Ethan Thompson. Dish to Hollins. No look to Rakorčević. Big G can't finish. Tipped up by Hollins, and they call him the foul. And that's his fourth.
I agree with you, Rich. Hollins has had some very productive minutes that will lead him to more minutes in their next game.
Well, honestly, you think of a prep school guy, a guy who played with DeAndre Ayton coming in, you expect him to be a scorer. You don't expect him to be an intense defender.
He's a hustle player, guys.
Yes, he is.
He's made a lot of great plays that don't show up in any stats.
And there he is again. Now that one shows up on the stat. Reichel taking the ball, hooking it to Ethan Thompson. Nice pass by Zach Reichel.
That was a great pass. Very unselfish. He could have tried to lay it in. Didn't do it. Does a good job of blowing by on the baseline. No rotation. 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Trayvon Harper's fouled out. The Beaver Dam student section will count him out till he sits down. This is the result we expected, KO. It's just taken a while.
Yeah. Well, you got to give Arkansas Pine Bluff a lot of credit for that.
Oh, do you ever?
Hanging
because
in,
he
playing
hit the
well
nail on the head. Oregon State wasn't playing poorly.
No.
There's some things they could do better, but they weren't playing poorly. Ethan Thompson now with 14. Halftime, but OSU has ratcheted up the defensive intensity. It's caused a lot of misses. They've been able to run the ball a little bit more, transition. And Oregon State now leads it by 28 as Cameron Posey makes the first free throw. Posey, a true freshman out of Milwaukee. 3.5 points a game. To have a bright future with Arkansas Pine Bluff. Beavers did an excellent job a week ago against Loyola Marymount's press. Not a lot of it tonight from UAPB.
They've mostly sat in that zone.
Hollins gets fouled. No bucket. Fouls on Banyard, his first. Alfred Hollins.
Played very well.
Yes, he has. Played a couple of prep schools.
He's athletic. He can guard different positions. He's an energy guy. He's somebody that could develop into a really good bench player for Oregon State.
13 points, a new career high for Hollins. Jackson gets Thompson away from him, misses the three. Again, Ethan Thompson, the only starter in the game for Oregon State. Michael, Hollins, Rutvorchevich, and Manuel all coming in off the bench. Thompson inside to Hollins, extra pass out to Manuel.
That's a great pass by Hollins. Great ball movement by Oregon State.
Yeah, unselfish. Robertson.
Sometimes at this time of the game, everybody's looking for their own shot, and that last possession by Oregon State says a lot to me about the makeup of their team, moving the ball, being unselfish when they really don't need to be.
Indeed. Xavier Smith, a walk-on, has come in for Oregon State out of Seattle O'Day High School. Just his second game, handling the ball right now. Really good athlete. He won the dunk contest at their Midnight Madness. Here's Manuel all the way. Tanner Sanders, also a walk-on into the game for OSU. And Ben Koné has come in for the first time. There's Xavier Smith. Ben Koné coming off a torn meniscus, and the same knee that he'd injured an ACL in last year. This is Koné's first action this season. He's in the paint right now, jostling around with McDyess, and Koné comes out to hedge that screen. Just over 2 minutes to go. Jackson against Smith. Robertson gets it back out to Posey. Good defense by Oregon State.
Really good defensive possession.
Michael has it. That's what they didn't show in that first half.
They didn't show any of that in the first half. They looked good taking the ball out of bounds in the first half.
Sanders lost it out of bounds. Tanner Sanders got a lot of playing time last year. Was given a scholarship when they had an open spot. There he is. Mom Amy played volleyball at Oregon State. His dad Scott football and baseball at OSU. Sanders, former bat boy for Oregon State's College World Series champions in 06 and 07. Banyard couldn't finish on the reverse. Rebound Koné. Sanders looking inside to Koné. Xavier Smith. He got rejected by McDyess. Davies McDyess playing with 4 fouls. Trayvon Harper's already fouled out. Back to a final score coming up after we're done here in the studio with Yammer, Eldridge Kastner, and Casey Jacobson. Posey with the steal, couldn't finish. Rebound tap from Manuel over to Sanders. Lob underneath, intended for Reichel, but taken away.
Just don't foul.
Smith gets it back.
Get this game over with. Just don't foul. Nobody get hurt.
Koné goes up. And there is the foul. That foul's on McDyess, and that's his 5th. Ben Koné just happy to get out there. Xavier Smith, the walk-on. There was talk of him redshirting. And Smith played a minute in the first game of the year.
That puts the end to that.
Yep.
That decision.
They've given the foul instead to Christian Robertson. and not on McDyess. So McDyess still in there. Kone with his first point.
I bet that feels really good for him coming off that injury. As a young player, that's got to be brutal to go through for a whole year.
We waited a long time.
It's good to see him out there.
23 games last year, 3 points a game. And Coleman makes them both. He's by 30. Arkansas Pine Bluff next plays at Fresno State on Wednesday, then 3 days later at Weber State. Jackson with a 3.